So here is a roundup of a bunch of tips and tricks on the Galaxy Note 3. You'll notice some of these will work with some of the other Galaxy phones as well, but I'm going to pertain it to the Note 3 here. So just so you guys know, down below this video down here, you're going to see a little arrow. If you click on that, it's going to expand on the description of the video, and I will actually be answering frequently asked questions in there. Or if you guys are looking at it on a computer, make sure you hit on the Show More. So the first one is referred to as the multi-window, and if you guys can see that tab over there, you can actually move it up or down, or you can move it to the other side. If you don't see this tab, make sure you guys pull down your notifications bar, turn on the multi-window, and then one of the things you can do is if you don't want it to show up right now, just press and hold on the back icon for a few seconds and it goes away. If you press and hold on the back icon, it's going to come back. Now, how you move this to the other side, this is how you do it. You can either do it when it's opened or closed, press and hold on the tab, and move it over to the other side. Now, if you want this to go up or down, just press and hold on the tab and bring it down, or you can press on the tab and bring it up. So you can put it anywhere you would want to, so it's not going to be interfering with your everyday work. So on the bottom of the Note 3, you have a few different icons down here. You have the back icon, the home button, and your menu icon. So if you press and hold on the menu icon, this is where it'll actually go into the S Finder on the Galaxy Note 3. And this is where you can find anything on the cell phone. If you have a different Galaxy phone, it's actually going to be going into the normal Google search bar. If you press and hold on the home icon, this is where it goes into the previously used applications for which you can either exit out singly, you can exit out of all of them in one shot. You can do the Google search bar or the task manager. Now, for the one finger and the two finger pull down for the notifications bar, if you pull down with one finger, it's going to be the normal notifications bar. It's going to show you everything there. Here's your icons on the top and the normal notifications on the bottom. Now, if you actually do it with two fingers, it's going to go into all of the settings all in one. So it's basically a quick settings. Now, if you want to edit some of these, all you have to do is hit on the pencil icon, and this is where you can add in or take off the brightness adjustment, and then this is where you can actually change these different icons. So if you want one in a different position, all you have to do is drag and drop it. Now, if you're watching a movie that is saved on your device, you can actually use the left hand and the right hand side of the screen to control the volume and the brightness. Then you also have the power button that will actually lock the phone, so then if you hit the back, the menu, or the home button, it's not going to mess up the video. So watch this. So you head into the movie. Here's the volume on the right hand side. I'm going to bring it down or up, so I'll keep it down for a little bit. Then for the brightness, press and hold your finger on the screen. This is where you can do the brightness up or down. So we'll put it all the way back up. Then in terms of locking the phone, press on the power button. You're going to see that little lock button up there. Now if you hit on the back, the menu, or even the home button, it's not going to get out of your video. So that's perfect for kids or anybody who is keeps on touching buttons when they watch a movie. So this one I think is crazy cool. If you're to take your S Pen and hover over that little clip in terms of attachment, once you start hovering, it's going to have this pulsating blue circles going from inwards to outwards. Now what you want to do is press on the S Pen button, and what this does is this will actually pop up the last 15 pictures that was taken, or it would be showing the last, screenshots and things like that. So then all you'd have to do is just click on the button and it's going to actually attach to that person. Here is a fun trick in terms of the gallery. So I'm going to go through this pretty quick, but it's pretty simple. You can either zoom in, zoom out, you can slide it over, slide it back. So check this out. You go into the gallery, and as you can tell, all these album covers look pretty small. If I was to zoom out with two fingers, you're going to be able to see that they get bigger in terms of the album covers. I'm going to make them smaller by pinching back in. When you go into one of your albums, you're going to notice that you have albums on the left-hand side. If you don't want to see them, you only want to see what's inside that album. Swipe it over there so that they're gone. Now maybe you want to get these pictures bigger. Now you swipe out just like this in terms of pinching out. But if you want to pinch back in, they get smaller. You want to bring the albums back, you swipe back that way, and then you get back, and now you're back to where you were. So that one's kind of fun. It almost feels like a magic trick. So here I'm showing you the contact list, and one of the things you'd be able to do is if you want to find somebody extremely fast, yes, you can click on, let's say, the letter J for Justin, but that JU is almost towards the end of the alphabet in terms of JO, JA, JE, things like that. So one of the things you'd be able to do is press and hold the letter J, swipe over to the left, you're going to say JA, JE, JI, JU. And here you go, now you have Justin. Here on the Note 3, if you're to pull down the notifications bar and you touch on the dates or the time on the very top, what it'll able to do is take you into the date and time settings. Now, this is extremely awesome if you guys have Candy Crush and you want to change your date or time and things like that. Also, if you have a different Galaxy phone, it's probably going to show you the world clock options. This one's extremely small, but a lot of people either forgot about it or they're going to mention, hey, you forgot to put this in your video. On the home icon right over here, if you press and hold, this is where you can actually scroll through all of your home pages extremely quick. And then one of the other things is, since I'm touching on the home screens, Samsung uses the user interface referred to as TouchWiz. And so if you're actually to pinch in, what you're able to do is now you can see exactly which one is your home screen. If you want a different screen to be your home screen, just hit on the home icon. Or if you want to add in a new page, just hit the plus button. If you want to delete one of these pages or move them around, you can. Other than that, I'm going to delete that since I don't need it. And then now you're back to square one in terms of the TouchWiz home screens. First off, I do want to apologize. I'm not using the Note 3 on this one, but I'm using a Galaxy S4. And just so you guys know, that blinking light up there is referred to as the gesture sensor on the Galaxy S4, which is where you'd be able to use all of the air gestures on the Galaxy S4 series. And if your phone is not blinking, it's not because it's defective. It's due to the fact that the camera is picking up the infrared signal that is being sent off. So, with that question being out of the way, if you guys can tell here, this phone does not look that great in terms of maybe a friend has messed this up, or maybe you're at a store and a customer has messed this up. Just so you guys know, you can fix this within a couple seconds. So all you have to do is hit on the menu icon, hit on settings. When you go to the More tab, and just so you guys know, if you don't have the tab here, you may have a Verizon that is in a list form. You'd actually be able to hit on the menu icon on the bottom left-hand side and choose list or tabs category. So here we go. Let's go into the application manager. You're going to head over into all. And then underneath all, you head into TouchWiz Home. So TouchWiz is a user interface that Samsung uses. It's also referred to as the home screens on the device. And so I'm going to head into TouchWiz Home. And then everything that you have just recently moved, you can actually clear all that data, go back to OK. And now that you have cleared all that, it's actually going to go back to where it came from and look like out of the box. So here we are back to the normal 3 home screens. And then everything is back into normal. Here is the lock screen in the Note 3, and you're asking yourself, well, what can we do here? Actually, you can do a few things, so check this out. So I'm going to turn this back on here. Now, if you actually swipe down diagonally from the top to the bottom, this is where you can actually see other different screens, so you can just go left and right. So this is where you can actually listen to music from the lock screen. Here's your watch on application, or in terms of this is a widget that you can actually control your TV and cable box, Blu-ray player, DVD player. And then you can also add in more widgets, and you can actually, when you click on the lock icon, this is where you can actually play the music from the lock screen. So I'm going to swipe down again. This is where you can edit these. You can change them. You can actually open up an application right away if you don't have a lock or a password that is on the very front. So here's another thing too. If you guys were to swipe up diagonally or swipe up the other way, it's not going to work, just as an FYI. One of the other things you'll notice is that if you actually swipe down on here, it's going to pull it up as well too. So those are a couple tricks on the lock screen. So here's one a little tricky, and it's not because it's hard, it's just due to the fact that different carriers and different models of the Note 3 is a little different. Also, this will also work with some of the other Androids out there, and then also some of the different Samsung Androids out there. So let me show you this first one. It's referred to as the LCD test for Samsung Galaxy devices. Now again, this doesn't work with all of them. If your phone doesn't do it, it's just one of those that don't. So if you are able to, awesome. You do the star, pound, 0, star, pound. Now the way to think about it is kind of as if you are doing a carousel, starting on the star and going left. So star, pound, 0, star, pound. So what this does is it's able for you to test on your reds. It's a way that you can test, actually it doesn't even look red on this camera. Hit the back button a couple times. This is where you test your greens and your blues. It's a way that you can test the dimming. You just touch on the screen and it's able to dim it or not dim it. It's just kind of a way to test your own phone. Here's the sensor. It's to test the sensors on the top, the front camera, the LED that's on the top. You touch red, green, blue, back. And basically that's the end. So it's just kind of a way that you can test with all of these. Again, if your phone does not do it, and it's a Samsung, it just basically simply means you can't do it through that provider. So here's another one. This one usually works with every single cell phone all the way back for a few years. This is Blackberries, Apples, this is Windows, this is flip phones, this is everything. If you can't do it, then sorry, but majority of them do. And this is to find the IMEI or MEID extremely fast on your phone. So you do the star, do the star pound 0, then you do 6 pound. And that's how to find the IMEI on your phone. Now, in terms of another one, this is I've noticed works with several phones on AT&T and some of the other carriers a little. Again, this one not working with all of them. So do star pound, and then you're going to do 4636 pound star. And what this does is it goes into the usage statistics in terms of milliseconds, your Wi-Fi information, the battery information. It's going to tell you if it's plugged in, unplugged, the battery level, the scale, if it's in good health, what is the size, things like that. And also, time that it's been on and since its last boot. Then here is the device information to the point where you'd be able to figure everything out. You can change if you're running on a GSM CDMA network. You can choose some of these. You can make it to where it only works on LTE. You can make it work only on EVDO, which I don't know why you would, and then GSM, things like that. So if you know what any of these mean, I would say have fun with it. Sometimes I'm able to limit myself to only HSPA plus and not LTE, and it saves on my battery. So that is why I showed you some of those 3 different short codes on the dialer. One of the things I love about Samsung is that they actually give you the tools to learn everything about their devices. So for instance, down here is a preloaded app called Help. Once you click on the help icon, this is going to show you where the online help is at, the different settings in the device, the applications that's preloaded. You also have basics, helping you with answering phone calls and sending text messages, attaching pictures to text messages, things like that. And then the new features pertaining to this device in terms of the S Finder. So it's going to show you how to, start a search. So it's going to tell you how. And then if I hit on the back icon here, I'm going to go to, let's say, the direct pen input. When you go into filling in forms, this is where not only does it tell you how to do it, but you can actually even try it. So that one was preloaded, called Help. Here's another one I highly recommend off this Google Play Store. It's the Galaxy Note 3 Experience. So when you click on this, you'll actually be able to learn the different key features of the device. So let's say Action Memo. This is where you can not only experience it, but also show you a hands-on video. I'm going to hit the back icon. Now I'm also going into the accessories. Here is where you can find the accessories that you can get for your device. Then in the upper right hand side, you see a little baby star. And let's say that you are designing your life in terms of or you want to know much about fashion, social, lifestyle, hit on next. And then this is where it's going to show you the recommended features. So just remember, guys, you have both of these tools that you guys will be able to use. You have YouTube to where you can watch videos similar to this one. And please, please, please subscribe to my video if you have not, or in terms of my channel, and give me all the support you can. I'm going to help you guys as much as I can to learn about all the products that Samsung is releasing, or at least the majority of them.